Hey, leaders, family. I feel like some of y'all probably know me better than my family does now. Um, Want to jump into something real quick. So, something that I've noticed that is really bothering me, and it worries me because I think it's going to hurt people or they're going to take it the wrong way, and it has the potential to really mess up some people, especially young people. Something I've been seeing is a lot of people on social media and YouTube and in different places talking about the Matrix and escaping the Matrix. And, you know, I think that they're taking that movie or the term Matrix out of its intended context. That was obviously a movie, and I don't know. I didn't make the movie, but it's my opinion that it drew heavily upon like Eastern religion, philosophy, Buddhism, things along that line of thought to come up with that storyline. So what I want to do is just give you a quick understanding of what it means to actually escape the matrix in what my opinion was their original ideology behind that movie. So it's not, in my opinion, stopping working and stop working for the man, because who is the man? The man was a man or a woman, a human that had an idea and put all their effort behind creating a company that now employs people like you and me. So don't think that that's what it means, that there's some sort of evil conspiracy that's created this fake reality that's out there. But what I believe it actually means is that when we're born, you can imagine us as a blank vessel. We have no preconceived notions. We have no preconceived ideas. So everything we see, we just see it for what it is. It's a piece of matter. It's energy. It's, elements. It's just is. So then the theory, or what I believe too, is that as we grow, so we're indoctrinated, typically by our parents and or immediate family. Even things like I talked about in my last video, stories and how powerful the story is, or metaphors. So if we think about things like the Three Little Pigs had the wolf that was trying to blow their house down. And then was it Little Red Riding Hood, where the wolf was wearing grandma's cloak or clothes. There was probably some intention to teach children back then. We didn't have gated communities. We didn't have security systems. We didn't have, we might not even had guns at that point, to not go too far and venture into the woods, or to stay away from wolves. Wolves are hunters. They prey on weaker animals, which a child would definitely be easy prey. So there was probably some intention to teach them that. And if we think about it, we could apply that back then, and then we could also apply it to today, where don't trust strangers. You got to build your house with brick, or build a strong foundation. So see, those stories created some sort of preconceived notion and or a lens or a perception that we go by. And that's with everything. It's so funny. I have a sister, and so I see things through a male lens, and she probably sees things through a female lens. Same with, I talk to people and I'll hear women say, I won't go out to my car if it's parked near a tree line or near the woods, because there might be somebody hiding in those woods about to jump out at me. Well, that's not something I've ever even thought Like I've never thought walking up there might be somebody that was going to jump out at me. You know, in fact, I might think, oh, I wish they would jump out at me. I wish somebody would jump out and try and grab me. So that's just the difference in our mind wouldn't even think that. Same might go for when we're out in the world. It could be me and my wife or me and any woman. I might see other beautiful women, and just because we're naturally predisposed to notice members of the opposite sex. And same thing, where I might see a guy and not even think about it, or I might see a guy and think about maybe he's a potential threat as far as, you know, if we were to get in an altercation, she might notice his jawline or his shoulders or things that just are not on my radar. So that's not how I'm viewing the world. And this is true with everything. So there's going to be male, female variations. There's going to be, depending on what class. So, you know, your culture, where you came from. Obviously, we know that the different cultures, the different religions, the different races, the different everything goes in to make us who we are, but also how we see the world. You know, I've had friends that were from different races, and they would say things like, when I'd say, oh, let's go out to this restaurant, we're gonna go celebrate. And they would say things like, nah, man, I don't wanna go in there. I don't fit in. I feel out of place. I feel like everybody's looking at me. And that's not something I've ever even thought. So like, that's why we have to be very cognitive of how we're seeing the world, because we're not seeing the same reality. We can all see something and see it in a different way. So that's what the matrix is. The matrix is being able to step back and transcend your current understanding and really understand that, like, inside you, you have an ego, for one, an ego that is a person or a being that reacts to things because of the way it was programmed. So it was programmed from a child. Like, you might be scared of spiders or something, and you won't even get close to a cage or scream and yell. Like if there's a spider somewhere, like a tarantula, you're not even going to get close to that thing. But you'll go up to a zoo and get right up on the lion and tiger and bear cage and even make little noises trying to get its attention, right? So it's because how we were programmed. So you have to be very conscious of that and be able to step back. And that's a lot of times where you'll see meditation comes in. People are taking that time to reflect. And it's not like you're going to some higher realm, like people talk about that, but you're really taking time to reflect on something that may have occurred earlier or occurred yesterday, and think about, why did that trigger me? What caused it? So that's one way, is to just become awareness of it. And being present is one thing, where you're present in the moment and you're sort of bypassing that reaction mode. And then being aware that you have an ego that reacts to all these things in you. So something that might happen where I was, you know, spoken to a certain way, or my mom was spoken to a certain way, or something that I just don't like, right? That will trigger me where it won't even bother somebody else. But now what I want to close with is probably, or arguably, the most important thing. While it's so important at a deeper level to eventually go in and understand where these programming came from, where these preconceived notions or the lenses that we see things through came from, it's even more important to just go at them and beat them. So if you have specific fears, you have to just face the fear. It's good to know where that fear came about and why you have it, so that you can do a better job of being aware of how you might react in a certain situation because of that. But it's even better just to face it. And if your problem is being lazy or not wanting to get things done or not finishing things that you say, just do it. Just do it. Fight that head on by taking the bull by the horns and facing that laziness and beating the hell out of it. That's how you overcome the matrix, is by stepping up to it, challenging it, and going through whatever it takes to get out of that matrix, basically meaning you're getting out of your head. And the final step is to then you can create your own reality. So if the way we perceive things that are just there, they just are, right? And we're making meaning out of them, we're giving those things meaning. The next step is to decide what meaning you give things. That's where the true power and the ability to step out of the matrix and create your own matrix or create your own reality, right? So I can go from saying this thing scares me, and that's a feeling of fear, to say this is adrenaline and this is exciting. And people pay lots of money to go skydive and to go on roller coasters and get the crap scared out of them during Halloween and haunted houses, right? Right? So I'm just flipping that matrix right upside down. The most powerful thing is if you can be aware to know that your thoughts create things, like just the fact of planning and becoming excited about, say, a vacation or buying something or calling someone that you are in love with, creates certain emotions. So thoughts create your emotions. They also fire off neurotransmitters and different chemicals that cause that feeling of love or excitement, the dopamine and serotonin and all these things. So if you're aware enough of your thoughts by being conscious, by transcending the body and becoming more aware of yourself, imagine if you align your thoughts to create the emotions, because emotions cause motion. When you think about something, like if you've ever gotten mad as a young man and punched a hole in a wall, you got emotional, right? Your emotions got the better of you, or you got in that fight, or you said something you didn't mean, or you said something you wanted to say. You finally got the guts to go up and tell that girl you liked her, right? So imagine if you get those thoughts, emotions, and actions all working together to create your world. You think it, I need to do this, I gotta beat this fear. Your emotions, now you're like, I know I'm gonna do it because this is what I'm gonna achieve when I get through that. And then you actually put the action, you actually act to make it a reality. That is how you create reality. That's literally how you create reality. Like if you want to be warm, like our ancestors, and wanted a fire, they had a thought. They had a desire and emotional attachment to that fire. And then they went out and got the wood and set the damn thing on fire. They did whatever they had to do, right? If they were hungry enough, they sharpened up a stick and went out and stabbed something, drug it home. So work on that. First face them. You can go back and figure out why they were there, but first face them. Go at them to get rid of them. And once you do that, find another one, and another one, and another one, and align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions behind whatever it is that drives you, that you want to achieve. And then don't let anything or anyone that is in that reality or unreality that you're getting out of stop you. Kind of like the Truman Show. Remember that? Where Jim Carrey finally had to just get over his fear of going over that bridge. There'll be people that pop up, but say thank you. Thank you, because you're another opportunity. Hey, what? You're another opportunity for me to face this, get through it, become a better version of me, and allow me to level up, right? Just like in Mike Tyson Punch-Out or whatever, once you beat one, then you get to go to a tougher one. Then you get to go to a tougher one. And what you don't realize is that after you fight some of those things, you're a much better version and a much tougher person than you were before. See, that's what you don't realize. That's those things those things that you fight through that make you stronger. So I hope you like this. I made a promise, the 100-day challenge. We do a video a day for 30 days. Then we do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a weekend for 30 days. And then the last 30, we're going to do a regular schedule that we can commit to for a while. So probably a Monday, Wednesday, and a weekend is what I'm thinking, with themes. But for right now, it's just daily, basically a vlog, letting you, just being real, pouring my heart out, pouring my soul out, and just thanking y'all for giving me the opportunity to reach out. I hope this helps somebody. And it reminds you that if you go and look on social media, you can find my email, you can find my phone number. And anybody that wants to get on a call and talk, I'll do the first call for free. And if you feel like it's something that I can actually help you and it'll be mutually beneficial, we'll set something up. Thank you for joining us. Lessons in Leadership. Get off social media and go get at it.